down to Boozer, on the way home, fish and chips. Nice fish supper. Can't wait.
So what's your perfect night out?
Ooh, with friends
And food.
and getting drunk and having a great time.
Laughing. Lots of
Laughing.
Connecting.
So why don't you go out as much as you could? What would encourage you to go out more?
If it was cheaper to go out.
Cheaper. Cheaper.
It needs to be cheaper.
So what's your ideal night out?
My ideal night out is with good company, a few drinks, possibly a nice meal, and if that's with family as good company, all the better.
And what would encourage you to go out more at night?
I think going out more would be to find a group of people with like minds that you could go out for a drink with, play a few pub sports, bar billiards, darts, anything like that, but bring back the good old values of possibly a bar snack like sausage and chips in the basket.
What's your perfect night out?
Oh, my perfect night out most probably is sitting on the beach with a fire going, looking out to sea with the moon glistening on the waves.
And what would encourage you to go out more at night?
I think most probably feeling safe. Sometimes I think now after a certain time I most probably wouldn't feel very safe. So I suppose if I felt that it was safe to go out alone, I'd do it more.
What about if they have people to go with? Then to go for a meal, if you can go out for a meal, which again is money to do these things.
I think most of our neighbours would have money to do these things. It's things like your theatre trips you organise. The main reason they don't go is because they're driving after dark. Older people don't like to drive after dark.
When I organise through our churches a group booking for the theatre, there's quite a few people who go because they can get lifts from others.
But they wouldn't have gone on their own, you see.
And I think just having coffee mornings with your neighbours, just to have somebody who stimulates it and starts it, has made a difference.
What's your perfect night out?
Well, I was just talking about going out with my mates to gigs where there's sort of like indie bands and various other things like that, and that's one of the things that I enjoy. I probably would put having fantastic food with really good friends above that. So,
what would encourage you to go out more?
Having more friends. No. Well, I think some places are more. Some places you just feel a little bit more friendly. I'm hesitating to use the word friendly because I don't feel unsafe. But I sort of like, there's some places where you think you feel very confident and you think this is great, this is really good.
What would encourage you to go out more?
Me, I think I go out quite a lot, but not so much in the evening now as I used to. But the reason for that is, well, pubs have changed, haven't they? They're not, if they're more traditional pubs, I would go out, I think, more. But all pubs seem to be restaurants now, don't they? And if you're not going for a meal, there's nothing to do. So that's why one reason. My brother was a keen follower of Worthing Football Club. He used to go to all the home games, but now he stopped going to evening games because on one occasion he felt someone was following him home, and he felt that he felt he was in danger, and so from that time he hasn't gone to an evening game after dark.
I think that they're sitting in a chair and it gets harder to get out. Sometimes it's transport to actually go to where they want to go. If you don't have a car, it can be very difficult to actually find the transport. But I think one of the major things is actually being encouraged by somebody to do it. In the residential home, if you had a good coordinator who actually worked well with the residents, you could actually then get them to go to these things by persuasion. And I think there's things like the aqua class I do, if they've got somebody to go with, they're more likely to go. One of the things I feel about going out in the evening is that it's very important to have somewhere safe to put my bike, because I would use my bike to go locally, but I've got to know that it's safe because they are expensive items that can get stolen easily.
So why don't you go out at night as much as you used to?
Why? Oh, because I'm too lazy.
You said something about TV.
Well, you can stay at home. You can buy a case of beer at Tesco's for pennies. You stay at home and watch 1,000 channels.